By midday, the heat settles over the land like a lid, pressing down on the cracked earth of South Africa's eastern cape. Cicadas fall silent. Dust hangs motionless in the air. In seasons like this, drought does not announce itself loudly. It works quietly, deciding which lives can continue and which will be left behind. Moving slowly through the speckworm thickets is one of the region's oldest residents. The rangers know him as Titan, a mature bull elephant shaped by decades of survival. His tusks curve outward like worn blades, polished smooth by years of digging and stripping bark. His memory holds invisible maps, routes to water carved over generations. But today, memory offers no protection. Titan walks with difficulty. Each step of his right foreleg lands heavier than the last. The limb, normally a column of effortless strength, is swollen far beyond its natural size. The skin is stretched tight and glossy in the sun. Deep beneath it, an abscess presses against the bone, pulsing with every heartbeat. Pain has become constant, an internal rhythm that overwhelms the sounds of the bush. Days earlier, Titan had been traveling with his herd. At first, they slowed for him. The matriarch paused, sending low-frequency rumbles through the ground, waiting. But Titan could not close the distance. Each step cost more than the last. Eventually, necessity prevailed. The calves needed water. The herd moved on, dissolving into the heat haze. Titan followed as long as he could. Then he stopped. By the fourth day alone, his strength was fading. His eyes, framed by long lashes matted with dust, were dull with dehydration. He found a shallow depression in the earth, a drying mud wallow that smelled of minerals and rot, and collapsed beside it. The impact sent a soft cloud of red dust into the air. He dipped his trunk into the thick sludge and sprayed it weakly over his ears. It was instinct, not relief. For long stretches, Titan barely moved. In the stillness of the bush, he was waiting. But he was not entirely alone. From the bare branch of a nearby acacia, a red-billed oxpecker watched. These birds are usually companions to elephants and rhinos, feeding on ticks and parasites. But in drought, opportunity reshapes behavior. The bird fluttered down and landed on Titan's flank, hopping along the cracked gray skin. Its claws scratched lightly. Titan rumbled softly, too exhausted to respond. Birds were familiar, birds helped. Instead of moving toward the ears, the oxpecker traveled down the leg, drawn by the heat radiating from the swollen flesh. It paused, cocking its head, studying the tight, angry skin. Beneath it, fluid was trapped under pressure. The bird tapped once. Then it struck. The beak pierced the center of the swelling. The sound was dull and wet. The pressure inside the abscess was immense. The beak acted like a lancet. The skin split, and a thick stream of yellow infection poured out, spilling down Titan's leg and soaking into the dust. Titan flinched violently, a trumpet of shock caught in his dry throat. Then something changed. The pressure vanished. The tearing sensation eased. A sudden wave of relief moved through the leg, so abrupt it left Titan unsteady. His breathing slowed. He let out a long, shuddering breath, the first painless breath he had taken in days. To the old bull, the bird felt like a healer. The oxpecker drank, pecking at the edges of the wound, keeping it open. To the bird, it was food. To Titan, it felt like relief. As evening approached, he lay down, resting upright. As time passed, the infection continued to worsen, spreading near his back leg while the wound remained open. The injury in his front leg also failed to close, exposed to heat and insects. His condition was now critical. Without proper medical treatment, his life was in danger. The oxpecker returned repeatedly, no longer tentative. Its pecking deepened, cleaning became feeding. The bird's activity did something worse. It attracted attention. More birds began to circle overhead, drawn by movement and smell. Titan shifted and flinched, but his strength was failing again. The pain returned, the bird striked with precision, and sending abscess bursting outward, the skin around it trembling. Then, from the distance, came the sound of an engine. A Land Cruiser slowed at the edge of the clearing. Jack Turner cut the engine and stepped out. Ben Carter followed. Both stopped. Titan stood swaying in the open, blood and infection streaking his leg. Birds circled above him. One clung close to the wound. Jack shouted, clapping his hands, waving his arms. Ben snapped his jacket sharply in the air. The oxpecker lifted off instantly. The other birds scattered. Titan startled but did not charge. He was too exhausted. His breathing was heavy, uneven. Flies still hovered. They moved quickly. Water was poured into Titan's trunk. At first it spilled uselessly, then the tip curled weakly. He drank, once, then again. A flicker of awareness returned to his eye. The veterinarian knelt beside the leg without hesitation. Cold antiseptic flooded the wound. Titan flinched hard, muscles tightening, but he remained standing. The cavity was flushed again and again until the runoff ran clear. Antibacterial medication was packed deep inside. Then came the bandaging. Thick sterile padding was pressed firmly against the opening. Long wraps were wound carefully around the leg, sealing the wound and protecting it from insects and dirt. The smell diminished. The flies retreated. The bleeding slowed. By the time the sun dropped low and turned the bushveld gold, Titan was still on his feet. The swelling had begun to soften. The pain had retreated from an inferno to a deep, manageable ache. Titan tested his weight once, then again. The leg held. He turned toward the faint tracks his herd had left days earlier and began to walk, slowly, deliberately. Above him, a few birds crossed the sky. Titan did not look up. In the cooling silence of the African evening, the old bull moved forward, not fully healed, not yet safe, but alive. As Titan disappears into the twilight, he carries more than just a healed leg. He carries a second chance. In a land usually defined by survival of the fittest, Jack and Ben chose survival of the kindest. They didn't just fix an animal, they restored a king. If you believe in the humanity these rangers show every day, hit that like button to honor their watch.
The morning sun barely touched the streets of downtown when Emma Martinez heard the desperate cries, faint, broken whimpers coming from behind a dumpster near Fifth Avenue. The rain had stopped just an hour before, leaving the park glistening with water droplets that clung to every leaf and blade of grass. Soft morning light. Inside a rain-soaked cardboard box, two tiny puppies were barely clinging to life. The cold wind cut through the alley, rattling the box as freezing air seeped inside. There was no blanket, no shelter, only damp cardboard and the weak cries of frightened puppies. Their small bodies trembled uncontrollably, their golden fur soaked and muddy. They were so young their eyes had just begun to open, revealing cloudy, unfocused gazes that searched desperately for their mother. Someone had abandoned them there like garbage, left to die alone in the cold. Emma knelt beside them. These helpless lives needed her. If she didn't act now, they wouldn't make it. Emma carefully lifted each puppy. Their tiny bodies were growing dangerously cold in her hands, and she could feel them getting weaker with every passing moment. She spotted a newspaper on a nearby bench and quickly spread it on a dry patch of concrete, creating a clean, dry surface away from the wind. She shielded them from freezing winds. With trembling fingers, she pulled out her phone and called the first emergency animal rescue number she found.
Riverside Animal Hospital, how can I help you?
Yes, hello. I found two puppies in the park and they are barely moving. I need help right away.
What's your location? The woman asked immediately. Behind the dumpster near Fifth Avenue, by the park entrance. We're sending our emergency team. They'll be there in 10 minutes. Stay with them. Emma sat down beside the puppies, watching over them until help arrived. A white van pulled up within minutes. Two veterinary technicians rushed out and immediately began providing first aid to the puppies. "You did the right thing calling us," one of them said to Emma as they gently wrapped the puppies in warming blankets. "These little ones are in bad shape." They carefully placed the puppies in a heated carrier and loaded them into the van.
I hope they will be okay.
"We're taking them to Riverside Animal Hospital. You can follow us there." Emma nodded, her heart racing with worry as she watched them drive away. At the hospital, the puppies
Interesting
were immediately
encounters.
brought into Dr. Sarah Chen's care. Emma waited anxiously as the medical team worked to stabilize them. After what felt like hours, Dr. Chen came out to speak with her. As it turns out, the puppies hadn't
They're
eaten
stable,
in nearly
Emma.
2 days.
Oh,
They were
thank
severely
goodness.
starving, extremely weak, and their condition was critical. Will they be okay? Emma asked. Thanks to you finding them when you did, we were able to treat them in time, Dr. Chen said with genuine warmth. What you did today was remarkable. Not many people would have stopped to help. The puppies remained
wanted
under
to let you know I
observation
found two puppies
overnight.
abandoned.
Emma called home and explained everything to her mother, who understood why she needed to stay. Over the next few days, Emma visited the puppies every chance she got. She watched as they transformed from weak, shivering creatures into healthy, energetic puppies with stunning pale golden coats that seemed to shimmer in the light. Dr. Chen called Emma over one afternoon with an excited expression. Emma, these aren't ordinary puppies. These are English cream golden retrievers, one of the rarest and most sought-after breeds in the world. Emma looked at the two puppies tumbling playfully over each other. The smallest one, with the white patch, trotted over and pressed her nose against the pen, looking up at Emma with bright, trusting eyes.
Look at this photo from
Word
the
of
clinic.
Emma's
They
rescue
found these
spread
two little
quickly
ones
through the
by
neighborhood.
bridge.
The veterinary staff
my
shared the
goodness, are they
story with their
okay?
clients.
They're adorable.
Local shop
They were in rough
owners talked
shape,
about
but
the girl
they're
who
doing much
saved
better
two
now.
abandoned puppies.
Oh, they are
Social
beautiful.
media posts showed before
Did
and
you see
after
the story
photos
about
of the
Emma's rescue?
transformed golden
Can I help you?
retrievers. Dr. Chen received dozens of calls from families wanting to adopt the rare puppies, offering substantial amounts of money. But she had a different idea. Emma, Dr. Chen said one afternoon, I've been thinking, these puppies wouldn't be alive without you. You should be the one to decide their future. Emma was stunned. Me. I've seen you with them every single day. The way you care for them, the bond you've created, that's something special, and I've noticed something else. Dr. Chen smiled. My clinic has been receiving donations since your story got out. People inspired by your compassion, people who want to help other abandoned animals like you did. Two perfect families came forward not because of the puppy's rare breed, but because Emma's story had touched their hearts. A retired teacher who had always wanted a companion, and a young family eager to teach their children about love and responsibility. Emma made sure each family understood what it meant to care for a life that had once been thrown away. She stayed in touch with both puppies, visiting them regularly and watching them grow into their forever homes. The local animal shelter reached out to Emma, asking if she'd volunteer. Your story brought us more volunteers and donations than we've seen in years, the director explained. You reminded people that one person can make a difference. Dr. Chen even offered Emma a part-time position at the clinic, saying, you have a gift. You showed this community what it means to care. Emma never sought recognition. She simply saw two helpless lives and refused to walk away. But her single act of kindness created ripples that touched countless others, proving that compassion isn't about what we have, but about what we choose to give when it matters most. Never miss an opportunity of kindness, because kindness always pays back. This story shows us that one moment of compassion can change everything. If this story touched your heart, please leave a like. Your single like means a lot to us and helps us share more stories of hope and kindness.